What is going on, guys? My name is Zora, and welcome to yet another new series. I know I do a lot of Let's Plays that I don't end up finishing, but anyway, this one's gonna be a bit of a rare one. I'm here today with Xandi.
Hi.
And the only reason it's gonna be rare is she's not on often.
I mean, I am just
once
quiet.
a week, maybe, if y'all are lucky. But anyway, welcome to Asagao Academy, Normal Boots Club. Which, if you don't know what this is a visual novel where you can date Jontron, or Peanut Butter Gamer, or Did You Know Gaming, or Continue, or Satchel.
Yes.
Or who's the one Pro Jared? I think I said Pro Jared, didn't I?
No, and also I think isn't Gerard in this too as well?
I think you can actually date a member of, what is it? The other team, Block something? Lucky Block? I don't...
Hidden Block.
I think you can date Jimmy Wurtzel? Wetzel, yeah, I think you can. I think that's a secret. I don't remember. I remember there was something secret about him. But anyway, let's play. Chapter 1. Man. The train made its way along the gentle curve of the coast of Japan, whisking me farther and farther from home. Across from me sat a boy, face half buried in a newspaper. He was deeply entranced in whatever article he was reading and hadn't spoken a single word to me, even when I asked if I could join him in the last compartment with any available space. He shrugged, nodded, and adjusted his newspaper without ever making eye contact. It'd been almost an hour, in fact, and he hadn't once looked at me. Devoid of conversation, I took instead to counting the buttons on the pretentiously lush Carmen seat cushions. 1, 2, 3, 21, 22, and so forth, over and over. Now and again I turned to look out the window where the trees were blurring by. Sometimes the smeared green would break and reveal the quiet blue of the Sea of Japan. Eventually, this rapidly made my stomach churn, and I went back to counting the buttons on the seat cushions. 1, 2, 3. The train compartment shuddered around us. My eyes wandered to the boy in his jacket. It wasn't the school-issued blue that I and the other students on the train were wearing. Instead, it was a green varsity-like jacket with an embroidered patch poorly sewn onto it, on front.
I forgot he's shown.
Can I just say it's funny watching him date him when he did it as a live stream? It was great. Anyway, so you're a first year then. He actually sounds more like me, like just very high pitched and critiquing video games. But you know, in this, he's like, oh, I'm so hot. He folded his newspaper neatly, sat it in his lap, and looked at me with a half-interested gaze. Did he just catch me staring? Now that the paper was gone, I saw his face. He watched me through heavy-lidded eyes. His hair was immaculately groomed. I think this was actually made by his wife, but as well.
I think so, yeah.
No, was it his wife? It was either his wife or the girlfriend of Peanut Butter Gamer.
Wife.
Or wife Peanut Butter Gamer.
I think it was her. Yeah, I think it was.
I didn't know. I didn't know you had a. I know. I think he had a significant other. The one who made this was his significant other at the time, but I don't know. I think both of them actually worked on it. Anyway, his hair was immaculately groomed, his teeth straight and blindingly bright. He's Chip Skylark. There was something about him, the way the light hit him, that made him look like he was almost sparkling. My shiny teeth that twinkle, just like the stars in his face. My shiny teeth that sparkle. Just cue the Nate Wants to Battle singing it. Me? He glanced around the compartment, empty besides us, and laughed. Oh, no, I'm not a first year, I'm a third year. The train began to slow, metal wheels groaning against metal tracks. The sudden shift threatened to rob me of whatever was left in my stomach, but I closed my eyes and took a deep breath, willing myself to keep it together. This would be fun to have everyone of us in a game like this. That would be interesting.
That would be cool.
Griff would be the pretty one. Actually, who would be the pretty boy? You know, let's go with Harley. That would be fun.
Oh.
No, he's not the pretty one. That's why it would be ironic. Trust me, ladies, I've seen him naked, not willingly. So I know that would be completely ironic, like calling a bald person hairy. Oh man, now I'm just imagining Daniel Radcliffe with his head shaved.
Oh my god.
You have no hair, Harry. Where'd it go? Okay. What kind of impression would I leave puking on a student before I even arrived at the academy? The boy frowned. I picked at the hem of my cotton skirt. That's not possible. I've never seen you before. It took me a moment of mouth fishing to find a response. It's because I'm a transfer student. He laughed again. A transfer student, huh? We don't get many of those. I removed my acceptance letter from the front pocket of my uniform. I always found that weird, like she has to prove she's a transfer student for some reason. Like, for some reason you have to give him your letter, like...
You don't owe him shit.
Like, you don't have to, like, if he doesn't, is he implying he doesn't believe you? No, you just hand it to him, like, oh, I gotta prove it. I swear I'm 21, sir. The paper, heavyweight off-white, had accumulated creases from my reading and rereading, as if the words might have changed since the last time I read it. Is this like a college academy or like a high school academy?
I'm not sure.
Because it's kind of weird imagining they're like these 20-something grown-ass men or 17.
Yeah.
The boy took it, studied it, then handed it back to me.
I'll see you around.
Well, I'll see you around. Well then, Hana, I suppose I'll be seeing you around. He smiled at me as he picked up the suitcase lying next to him. By the time I hiccuped a response, he was already gone from the compartment. I stared out into the empty hallway of the train. It was then that I realized he, having gotten it from my acceptance letter, knew my name and I never got his. Oh, he's pro Jared. He got a few subscribers. Pretty popular. The train settled at the station and I filed out with the rest of the uniformed students. It was early April and the last frost of winter had come and gone. The trees were already green, their leaves shivering in the occasional gust weaving through them. The air was mild, only a few clouds hanging in the sky. I walked along the road with the swarm of blue-jacketed bodies, looking at the little groups breaking off from the crowd. Everyone was buzzing so animatedly around me. I held my suitcase tight in my sweaty hands. It was leather-bound and worth more than anything it contained. It wasn't fair to the school that I was, for maybe the first time in my life, thankful that what I owned didn't amount to much. My school issued black Oxfords click, click, clicked on the pavement. You gotta... Anyway, I walked this walk over and over in my mind. So many nights I lay awake, imagining what it would be like to walk from the train station to Asagao Academy this first time. My new start. I always imagined that everything would change for me on this walk. That somehow everything would be magically different. But as I looked around, I realized nothing had changed. I hadn't changed. By the time I reached... I like how everything's like 2D except the school that just looks weirdly 3D. Like it doesn't fit. By the time I reached the massive gate to the academy, I forgot all about the disappointment slouching in the back of my throat. I mean, I was 14 when I first played this. Now I've played too many visual novels that I basically just critique every one of them. The school framed by the gate's twisting black metal was just as beautiful as the glossy photos I saw in its pamphlets. This was it. Asagao Academy. I glanced around the swarm of students gathered around the gate. Beyond it, tiny blue people bounced around the academy's main building.
Smurfs?
A girl... What?
He said tiny blue people. Smurfs? Don't do it.
Sonic the Hedgehog from the new Sonic the Hedgehog movie. Brought to you by people who don't understand what a video game is. A girl pressed a button to one side of the gate. The excitement in the air was almost palpable. A few moments later, the black gate, I hated that playthrough, with great effort creaked outwards and cleared the pathway. As the rest of the group shifted into motion, I followed along, a sheep in the herd. My stomach tied itself into knots. The crowd split off in different directions. For a moment, I panicked.
Oh, God.
A tired-looking man with graying hair called out for first years, a cluster of fresh-faced students gathering around him. Hey, look at that girl. I turned a few feet away. A small group of boys were pointing at me and snickering.
Oh, jeez. Trying to because I was having trouble with the first one too.
XandiAlexander.exe has stopped responding. Would you like to wait for the program, or would you like to close it? Close it. Reboot.
End its existence. Pink hair? Are you kidding me? I can't do deep, I'm sorry.
How desperate can you get? Hot shame crawled down my neck. I attached myself to a group of girls, following a few steps behind them. In the distance, cicadas hummed in time to my shoes crunching against gravel. My hair. It wasn't my fault that my hair looked like this. Luckily, I found myself at the girls' dormitory, a large sign in the lawn reading Primrose House. Primrose House. Amazon Primrose House. The building dwarfed me in size in sheer intimidation. How many students did Asagao have? I keep almost Never mind. As I approached the building, a red-headed girl lingering nearby caught my attention. I looked away, then looked back. She was staring at me. She walked over. Thief! Thief, stay away from me! Thief! You cause problems later on.
You must be my roommate!
Shut up, I'm voicing!
She voices this first line, that's it. Though I think.
You must be my roommate!
I eyed her warily. She was smiling and bouncing in a way that suggested her views on life were akin to a perpetual bouncy castle. Perpetual. Sorry, I don't speak English. I speak garble.
What?
Me?
Bingo.
Of course, you silly. Let me guess. Room 325? I fucked
You
up.
must be my roommate!
I thought back to the paper I received a month prior with a list of all the supplies I needed for the year in my dorm arrangements. Yeah, that's right. She laughed, but I couldn't figure out what was so funny. Was she laughing at me?
When I found out my roommate was a transfer student, I knew you were gonna be a total main character.
I'm sorry? A what? A what?
When I saw you outside the gate, I knew it was you. I mean, look at that hair.
I felt a lump forming in my throat. What was she talking about? She had to be making fun of me. I hadn't spent more than 5 minutes on campus, and I was already being mocked. My hands began to tremble. Is there something wrong with my hair? Her face slackened in its amused smile to a more worried expression. She then began to laugh again.
No, it's great. I'm sorry.
Great, I'm so weird.
Shut up, I'm speaking. I'm speaking.
Oh, gosh.
Ah!
We're getting off on the wrong foot, aren't we?
I'm Mai Sasaki. You must be Hana.
I'm the good one, not you.
I bowed my head.
Hello.
It's nice to meet you, Mai.
All your school books are waiting in our room with your welcome letter, and I read the envelope. I hope you're not mad.
Thief! 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 Mai started walking toward the dorm's front doors. I followed behind like a lost puppy. I forgot, was that in PBG's route where she did that? Probably not. Anyway.
Did you check in at the front desk already?
No, I didn't. I didn't know I was supposed to.
Good! They'll offer to have a staff member give you a tour of the campus, but I can show you around. You don't get many transfer students in year 3, you know. Oh, is that your only bag? Just the one? I'm glad I bought an extra bag of stuff to decorate our room with. I started already. I hope you don't mind. But I did wait to string the lights. I thought we could do it together, you know?
She spoke quickly, the words bubbling from her mouth, and left me no time to answer until the end of her monologue. Yeah, okay, that sounds good. She held the front door open for me, and I hurried inside. I don't know if I'm allowed to be in here. I feel uncomfortable. Girls,
do I even count?
Girls filled up and down the hall. I know, like, I know it's supposed to be her in the dorm, but now I feel like I'm in the dorm, and it just feels awkward. Like, I remember once I went to get a key to my aunt's house where I was staying, and I had to get it from her because I was out of school early. And I walked into her office, and there was nothing but, like, old ladies, and I felt so uncomfortable. I have never been stared at so much. It was just... Anyway, girls filed up and down the hallway, howling greetings and exchanging vague necessities that were more often than not, "How was your break?" and "Look at how tan you got."
That wasn't even the right word. You said necessities, which is like a longer, bigger word. It's niceties.
Nice titties. Okay. It seemed like everyone knew each other. And that's my thing now. Every time I say a word wrong and someone corrects me, I'm just going to say a completely other wrong word. Just because I feel insecure. Anyway, it seemed like everyone knew each other. I followed Maya. She led me through the maze of students and up 2 flights of stairs. Each dorm floor looked the same as the last. Narrow white doors lining both sides of the pale pink walls. Thin gold numbers were tacked to the front of each, the numbers rising as we climbed. Here's a little known fact for anyone who wants to know. Recording's a bitch because when I record solo, I stop the recording when I fuck up a word. I look it up just to make sure I got it right, and then I start the recording again. But when I record with someone else, I can't do that. So, it sucks. I just am wrong, okay, and I have to live with it.
You're not missing anything with the campus tour, I promise. Mr. Saitomo does them every year, and he's, like, totally dull. He just drags you around the entire campus and talks in that weird, squeaky voice of his.
Young lady, what do you say about my voice?
I'll tell you everything you need to know.
This is your room. There's a bathroom in there. There's classes in that one building, you know, you saw at the front gate. You're good. I smiled, trying to let this calm my nerves. Thanks. We headed down a hallway on the 3rd floor. Mai stopped us in front of a door numbered 325.
Here we are.
I feel even more uncomfortable with those posters.
I felt like they were a little weird.
Alvin Stain? Who the hell is Alvin Stain?
It says Stein.
Or Stein. Whatever. What the hell is Alvin Stein? I don't know. Like, is that supposed to be Alvin Klein?
No. Oh my god.
Or
no.
Calvin Klein or whatever
Calvin
it's
Klein.
called.
It's the Great Value, it's the Walmart version.
I feel uncomfortable. Why is Judy on my bed? A faint smell of a... Potpourri wafted through the room. The walls, like the hallway, were a soft, powdery pink. Mai already defaced them with a tapestry of posters, magazines, cutouts, and photographs. Hey, I know the words, it just takes me a minute, okay? You forget, these videos are sometimes long, so I read fast. So I don't look at the word the first time. Sometimes I don't look at the word. When I look at the word, just give me a second and I'll figure it out in my head. There's some words I've just never seen spelt, okay? I've heard them, I've never seen them spelt. Okay, I've had a poor education, okay?
So did I.
I missed 4 years. Okay, I missed, I think, 1 year of middle school. I missed 3 years of high school because
go to middle school?
A teacher broke my arm in middle school.
Oh god.
And then I was I was having like severe depression issues, so I just dropped out of school and got a GED. Now I'm going to college, but words aren't my forte. I'm getting better. Some of the photos were of cats, but most were of male models and rugged magicians. A bunk bed, 2 writing desks with wooden chairs, a small dresser, and a mirrored vanity, all clearly provided by the school, were the only pieces of furniture in the tiny room. The top bunk was already covered in neatly tucked blankets and throw pillows of clashing patterns and colors. The bottom bunk... Oh, wait, that's Mai's bunk. Okay. The bottom bunk had a single stiff-looking pillow and a thin cotton blanket that I didn't need to touch to know it was horribly itchy. I must have grimaced because Mai quickly smiled at me.
I brought way too many pillows and blankets. I always overpack, can't relate. I went to Italy over break, can't relate. And Mom got really mad at me because I bought
Can relate.
Mom got really mad at me because I brought 5 bags, can't relate. And we were only there for a week. Shut the fuck up.
She laughed, pulled several blankets and pillows from her bunk. Hey, if you're making fun of me for not knowing words, I'm making fun of you for going... blankets and pillows from her bunk. And rearranged them neatly on mine. So am I, just a little bit more meanly. A sudden twinge of guilt and embarrassment hit me.
Perfection.
There. That's much better.
Thanks, Mai. I placed my suitcase on the bottom bunk and began to unpack its contents. Several changes of clothing, pens and pencils, empty notebooks, a few photographs of my father, I'm sorry, I'm having like a serious head trauma thing right now. Dilapidated. Yeah. Okay. Another fact about me. This isn't an excuse, but I'm gonna use it as one. I pretty much am sure I have brain damage. So my brain will just stop at big words, okay? My
ADHD makes it hard for me to read very small print, and like
I have ADHD too. But you see, when I was 3, I had spinal meningitis, which almost cooked my brain. When I was 4, I jumped out of a moving car and had a dent in my forehead until like I was 16 years old, when it just went away on its own. And stuffed rabbit, an old portable radio, and a small black box. Why not a PSP? Those would have been so much better. I opened the curtains and the sunlight poured in.
So, where are you from?
I slid the now emptied suitcase under the bottom bunk. About 2 hours north of here, it's a small town called Amaririsu. You probably haven't heard of it. Amaririsu. I'll say it normal. I sat the stuffed rabbit, Mr. Bunny, on my bed beside a purple and teal throw pillow.
Oh. Did you go to a different boarding school, or...?
No, I went to a public school down the street from my house.
Public school?
What is public school? And that sounds gross.
What was that like? Were the students mean? Did you have lots of friends? I always went to private school. My parents work a lot and my dad goes overseas, so I think they stuck me here for convenience. Oh, hey, what's that?
You ask a lot of questions. I removed an ornately patterned origami crane from the black box. Ornately?
It's ornately, but I think ornately is also another.
Okay, from the black box. I was about to say, I'm 100% sure I said that at least somewhat right, and was sitting on the unclaimed writing desk. Oh, my mother made it for me a long time ago. I set it beside a stack of thick textbooks, which I assumed were provided for me.
Wow, it's so pretty. I've never seen paper like that before. I'm not creative. Oh, yeah, the lights. Let me get them, even though they're already there.
Yeah, Mai went on her own desk, opened the drawer, and pulled out a long tangled string of fairy lights. How hard would it have been to just swap out the background with one without the lights? I think I could remove those lights from that background without changing anything. Like, it's not that hard, okay? You need Jack's Films to fix this pic. Mai went on her own desk, opened the drawer, and pulled out a long tangled string of fairy lights.
I thought these would look nice. Here, help me string them up.
She grabbed a container of pushpins, then pulled her wooden desk chair out and over to one wall. I did the same with my own. Together, we pinned the lights around the parameter of the room. Parameter?
Perimeter was right.
I don't know why it sounds wrong. Like, I think the right word, but then it's like, no, wait, that's wrong.
That's a big
But
move.
it's the right. I'm cutting this out. I'm cutting this all out of the video. I'm cutting it off.
How was the train ride over? Did you meet anyone?
No.
Liar.
Not really. I was in a compartment with some guy, and
What?
Some guy, huh? Was he cute?
yeah, he's the guy that you're canonly getting with. Anyway. Oh, yeah, I guess. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention. Didn't even get his name. Mai seemed disappointed for a moment, then perked back up.
Can't relate. You'll have to point him out to me if you see him again.
You sound like a total fucking teenager, and I dislike it.
Who, me or just mine?
Her.
Oh.
My. Oh, okay. Once we finished stringing the lights, Mai climbed down from her chair and brushed her hands together triumphantly. I know that word.
You did good. I'm so proud. Done!
Wake up the members of my nation. It's just time to be. There's no chance unless you take one. Every time you see the brighter side of every situation. Some things are meant to be, so
give me your
best and leave the rest to me. Okay.
Why did you get me to do that?
I didn't. I just started singing. You did that. That was you. I take no responsibility. Especially if a cop asks.
Okay, now it's time for lunch. The food here is pretty good. There's this ramen place down the street from campus that's like out of this world. But the school only lets us leave campus on weekends.
My walk to the window.
Wow.
To the window! To the wall! Okay.
We could go today because it's Sunday and it's pretty nice out, but I guess you might want to go to the caf since you just got here. We could...
She was suddenly interrupted by her own enthusiastic laughter.
Oh my gosh. Mimi Santos totally just tripped outside and fell on her face! I saw it! Oh, is that mean to laugh? Maybe I shouldn't.
I think she has ADHD.
Because
she's going from one thought to the next like that. That's bad.
Oh well. Anyway, let's go eat. I'm totally starved.
She led me out of the room before I even had the chance to respond. And I think this is where we'll end it, because this is already 30 minutes long. Anyway, guys, I hope you have enjoyed Asagao Academy Normal Boots Club. If you have, make sure to leave a rating. That's very much appreciated. Check out Xandi Alexander in the description down below.
Please.
She's in all my descriptions as of late because she's been the voice of the outro. I've been neglecting Athena's outro. She can deal with it. Anyway, guys, my name is Zora, and let's roll the end card.
Sup guys, Carrie here. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to see more, check out our previous video here. Or if you'd like to support the channel, check out our Patreon here. There's also a video that was picked up by YouTube just for you. And lastly, you can click here to subscribe. We'll see you in the next video. Peace off.